Welcome back. You're watching World of Tanks. We had a quick little quiz for you guys for that camouflage video. Fallen trees actually do give you a bonus to camouflage, but I believe it's only 10%.
Of the original bush.
Of the original bush,
or
that's right.
original tree.
Tree, yeah. So you can be a lumberjack, get a 10% bonus. Just so you know. Just so you know. So here's what's happening right now. The last match we're going to show tonight is River of Blood versus Trunk Monkeys. Another cool name, Trunk Monkeys. That's what I was when I was a kid, at least what my parents called me. That's
I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah, yeah. The child safety seats really don't fit in a trunk very well. No, that never happened. That never happened. That never happened.
I'm terrible,
just kidding.
bro.
I'm just kidding. So they have already started game number 1 because we didn't want them to wait too long because it's getting late for some of them. Because these players are playing across all regions of North America. And as you know about daylight savings time, which you learned in 3rd grade, there's a 3-hour difference between here and the East Coast. So because of that, and even farther in like Nova Scotia.
And there are players I know to be Dutch, Portuguese, Chinese that play on the American server.
Wow.
And they stay up really late. I'm sorry for some of you. We had a few of those guys on tonight. Luckily, a few of them were in some of the earlier matches. Maybe they actually caught their bedtimes.
We are seeing a couple tank selections here. We have some T1 Cunninghams, an IS-3, and some T1s. Pay no attention to the M48 Patton or the E4 there. Those are just placeholders for the different teams. Team 1 and Team 2. Dopper, Lapsy, they got Simp. Arg, they got Simp. Which team are they playing for, Rookhill?
As I believe it should be River of Blood here on Team 1. And Trunk Monkeys. Give me a minute here.
At the name. Yeah. All right, no problem, no problem. Since a lot of people that have signed up for the tournament have already had in-game names that have a different clan, clans can have a lot of people that play online. I mean, Simp has, I don't know, 30-plus people that play. At least a lot of active people I see on their TeamSpeak is about 15 to 20. However, just because they have that name in the game doesn't mean that that's the clan or team they're representing. Since the team limit is 7, and 7 is 10 and 7 play in the actual format, we will see some of the names here. But I believe for league play, we're going to have the names completely accurate for the teams that they're playing for. It's a little bit easier on the viewers to know who's who here. We try to do the best we can and make sure they're on the right team colors as always. But keep it up with the action of watching the different types of engagements, and also to build a storyline with these different teams is really important. We really value that and treasure that. And also stat tracking, which I'm sure you're a huge fan of.
Yes, I'm going to be, directly after this, maybe tomorrow morning, I'm going to be basically taking all of these games apart, and really getting down to the nitty-gritty for statistics. So something you guys can look forward to when the regular season comes around.
Yeah. Gotta throw out a correction here. I was so wrong guessing which side it was.
Oh.
I was having trouble here for a minute.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, exactly. I got exactly wrong though. So let me correct that. That is River of Blood on Team 2.
Okay.
And Trunk Monkeys Team 1.
All right.
Excuse me for
the Simp guys over on River of Blood, which was just about the same definition as the last Game of Thrones episode.
Yes. Quite a wedding.
Crushed me.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
And, of course, Trunk Monkeys on Team 1. Let's talk about mines a little bit because we haven't seen or talked about it at all today.
Okay.
What kind of tanks facilitate this map? Because mines, we always see center control. Center control is really important in any map, but this is a map we always see of huge contestation. Talk to us a little bit about mines.
All right. Generally, you're right about mines being controlled by the center of the map, but at the same time, there are 2 other lanes on the outside of the map at which you can kind of avoid the hill, and if you play it right, you can take advantage of a team that plays solely on the hill. I mean, waterside, I really love pushing waterside. I really love taking advantage of it, especially if the enemy team is invested heavily into the hill. If they invest in the hill, you can push a 1390 down the water, down that one line, and I'll show you guys in a minute when we get to a map, but you can take advantage of the other sides of the map, and you can really do some work. You can really flank the enemy, because in order to take and hold the hill, which is important, it's important to hold the hill along with take it, which is very hard, by the way. It's very risky, especially against Artie.
And I see some Artie picked up on this map. Sometimes they don't. What's the advantages and disadvantages of taking Artie? Because it's mostly pretty open.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of bringing something like a Bison, something that
Team
has
Bison.
a really Team Bison. I mean, it's 2 points. Who can't like 2 points?
Yeah.
And a good player. I mean, it's going to be 3 and 8.6, but 2 points right now. It's I love it. But other people like bigger Artie and stuff. I've seen those brought, but you can put those shots right on target anywhere on the map, and there's damage, especially because mines can be really slow.
Sure.
It can slow down. It can really slow down like that.
You can indeed. Let's go ahead and jump into the tank selection screen here. It looks like the teams are ready up, good to go. We just have to wait for confirmation from our admin. On Team 1, which is Trunk Monkeys, we have a Tier 1 Cunningham, an AMX 5100, a T1 Cunningham, a AMX 5100, an IS3, and another IS3. It's an IS3 party. On the side of Team 2, which is River of Blood, we have an IS3, AMX 5100, AMX 5100, another IS3, a T1, an IS3, and a T1.
It's like a mirror matchup to me.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. And here we go. We're finally ready to start the game. This is going to be battle number 2, the third match of the night, to see who's going to advance out of the round of 64 onto the first qualifier. Let's go ahead and take a look at mines. Rukil, why don't you go ahead and break down the different positions that these teams will take?
All right. A common thing is to send tanks right up to the hill, right at the centers. It's a really vulnerable spot right at the beginning because tanks can get in a position and take shots from here and here. And those shots can be used to take down T1s. But it doesn't look like they really have, no one has a tank set up to rush the hill like that. So we're going to see some tanks down the water line and around the outside with our T1s. But at the same time, we're seeing an east side play where we're going to heavy tanks are going to hide under the hill and wait and then probably decide which way they're going to go based on what they see. But we've got another T1. He's going to come out to the island here on in H1, sit on top. There's a really good bush there. And we'll see how things develop. It looks like we're going to have a hill rush, actually, so why don't we move on to that?
Well, Cyber Darkness, as you said, that T1's going to take that hill position, but move it on to that hill rush here. Yep. The blue team, which is Trunk Monkeys, are going to position themselves at the base of the hill, and it looks like the red team is going to be able to take the top.
And all 5 tier 8s are up there, so...
Oh, yeah.
A lot of damage up there.
And with these tanks under the hill like they are, the way these IS-3s and 5100s on the Trunk Monkeys here are hiding under the hill, they're actually really vulnerable to this this hill position. This is actually one of the positions that the hill makes a big difference. I'm expecting... maybe we'll get a Goomba.
We might get a Goomba here.
Don't tease me, bro. Don't tease me.
It could be possible that IS-3 is peeking around the corner along with the AMX 5100.
There's a spot on Epic Anon.
Doc Golem, Doe Pepper are able to spot those two, but they're able to see them as well at the top of the hill. They know they're up there. They expect it completely. That is the tactical positioning of this map that you use.
Yeah.
Light tank on the island is able to spot one tank over there moving around the island area. He's able to cover his bases here.
Down to 9, and there he goes.
There he goes.
Bye-bye.
He's able to get him down, and no more scouting on that side from Laps.
Oh,
you know, they know there's 2 tanks up on there, but on the hill, but they don't know all 5 of them are up there. So there's still a lot of verification that needs to be done.
Oh, yeah. I think they'll find out just here in a sec as Epic Anon begins to proxy spot.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Well, there's
and who's he able to see right now?
Canada and Doc Golem. He's able to see the AMX 5100 and the IS-3. There's enough rock coverage that is going to block any shots coming from the low ground. And as we learn in Star Wars, when you have the high ground, you have the advantage. And Canada Duck and Doc Golem are going to continue to just slightly move around the rocks here. Not going to put themselves in any sort of danger. Canada Duck does disappear from the viewpoint of the blue team. And Epic Anon might move up a little bit more
Tread
to
lightly.
see if he can see anything. No, he's going to go back.
Treads.
A little bit scared there. He's going to go back.
Okay, so it's just they're rotating a little bit. You can see they're rotating also there too. One R is moving all the way over to the the western side, I think he does have to be careful because obviously there's a lot of cap potential to just force them out of the hill. So the T1 needs to just check around a bit. I like what they're doing. But right now there's just stagnation.
Here's a T1 moving up the 1 line. That flank should be, is it completely open still? I think a T1 might have returned. Who's that up in B2?
Oh, Cyber Darkness dodges a shot, but not dodging that second shot from Canada Duck. From that island position, Canada Duck was able to line up that shot. Boom, no more T1 to scout on the island. And now it is tied up with only 1 tier point takedown on both sides.
Yep, and Arg, he can really have a lot of freedom here, but Epic Anon takes a lot of damage there.
Shots fired back and forth between the two teams here. Epic Anon, 128 out of 100, excuse me, 1,128 out of 1,500 HP on his tank. The IS-3 on Striker 002, get my numbers mixed up here, is not going to position himself into a better attack with the AMX 5100 Doper. Takes a hit. The IS-3s poke out to try to get another hit. Epic Anon does take a frontal blow.
Yeah, at this point, this is when the hill's going to be really important. We're going to see Dot Golem. He's going to get some really nice back shots here on all of these IS-3s.
Yes,
Squeegee and Epic Anon. There's one hit right there.
Nice shot from Dot Golem, hitting Dr. Bones, 64. Star Trek's not going to save you now. Dr. Bones backing up at 117 HP. Actually blocks Sequej 250 from moving back. Weasel X tries to get the hit. He misses. Dot Golem gets the shot on Bones.
And that's first blood on the very heavy tanks. They can just rush them at this point, but they're playing it conservative. When you're ahead, get farther ahead. Do what's correct. Don't let your opponents have any inch. And look at this. Doc Golem's going to poke in again. Can he take out Der Herzog?
He does!
Yes, he does.
Oh. At the same time, the T1s, and there's actually going to become a flank maneuver from the East Canada coming around. At the same time, the T1s left in the backfield. Arg is going to take down Eric.
Here comes a push in from Striker 002 and Savaji. They're going to try to get the hits on Sequej 250. Move it in. Oh, is it going to be a Goomba? It's going to be a Goomba! Oh, on Weasel X, he goes for it. Green Torp, dreams do come true. Gets the surround and he goes down. Squeegee 250, he's getting hit from all sides. He goes down. The red team takes it. A beautiful engagement.
Doc Golem's going to be stuck there, too.
Almost a clean sweep. You really see the power of that center control up on the hill. They're able to get just fantastic position every single engagement. There was never a position where they were behind.
That is true. That was really well played. Taking the hill, but at the same time, both teams put so much into the hill, the way they were both playing.
Yeah.
We're sitting right below the hill there. That is the exact position at which taking the hill will give you an advantage. I mean, that was very skewed on one side.
Yeah,
that was one-sided after that move.
And you know, it really is trunk monkeys. They can't be defending over there.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the replays. You were talking to Green Torp.
I mean, this bottom hill, you really can't be wanting to engage over here. So you either make a move and push forward, or you give this up completely and not even fight for this in the very beginning. But if you stay here for that long, this is the inevitable, I feel.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
I love how he patiently waits for
it.
Boom!
I know he had to be waiting for that one.
But before this cast, okay, it was, like probably 10 o'clock in the morning, I was actually talking to Rookhill, and I was like, I want a Goomba. I want it. I didn't think I was going to get it.
That wasn't the best Goomba, but it was still from above, a little bit on the side. I mean, not perfect.
He needs jump jets.
But
that's what he needs.
Jump jets. It
was beautiful. We have more World of Tanks to come, guys. That was just battle number 2 of this best of 5, the third match of the night. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. T32, you can actually scuba dive.
And there's no cons of Goombaing someone.
That's right, man.
You just go, bro.
You can drown in a T32. Don't say,
I don't think so.
Clutch says I can do this. And
I don't think so.
That's World
Disclaimer time?
Yeah, disclaimer time. Anyways, that was a really good match. I believe the victor was River of Blood in that one.
Yes, and they are up 2-0 right now. We're going into our third battle, and it looks like they've mainly picked all of their tanks. So let's take a look at that really quick.
Go ahead and take a look at team number 1 here. We have the AMX 5100, 3 IS-3s, a T69, 2 T1s, then an AMX 5100 on the other side, 3 IS-3s, and a T1. The map is Ensk. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Plus, plus.
Man behind the telestrator, go ahead and break down what's going to happen on this map.
All right. Well, with lineups like this, let's hope for a nice city clash.
Oh, it's looking like that.
I'm hoping here because I'm seeing already moves from the south. At the very least, let's hope for an F line where they're going to take the buildings and the middle of the map, and we're going to see actually on the north where people need to get going.
What grids do both these teams want to be fighting in?
Well, it looks like we're going to be fighting over in D3 about because there's someone caught out.
And it is Weasel right now taking a little bit of damage on the IS-3. He's going to back up behind cover. But first strike is going to come out for Team River of Blood.
That's a good little bit of health.
Wow. So they're poking outside these little tiny openings. And they're able to remove 1,000
Poking
damage?
a little bit too far. Striker 02 takes a shot right to the face at IS-3.
They removed 1,000 damage from that AMX 50-100. That is a gigantic HP advantage right now for River of Blood.
Yeah, that
Doc
is
Bones,
huge.
he is a one-shot for any of those IS-3s. They will take him down with a good shot.
Arc gets taken out, by the way.
He's trying to get the flank in that position, using those rail cars for cover. But like you said, Arg is down. First blood does go to the blue team here. Weasel not able to keep the scouting position here, but 2 tanks in the back of that first push. The IS-3 is moving in, 3 of them in an AMX 5100. Eric Von Zipper, the T1, trying to hold it down. No, the IS-3.
No, sir.
In the meantime, we got a T1 jumping on cap. 1 minute 33 seconds for that.
I believe Canada Duck has beautiful position. Just going to clean everything out. This blitz was fantastic. Der Herzog is going to come in here trying to flank out Canada Duck on the AMX 50-100. Not going to really, well, maybe. Oh, unfortunate RNG. 42 hit points left on Canada Duck. Looks like Der Herzog is clipping as well.
Yep, he's going to be coming around on the back of Epic and Non. They're going to collapse on him and focus him down. And we're going to see Epic and Non go down without a doubt.
Yes, sir.
Canada, in the meantime, all he can do is just buy for time. I mean, he can just play for that.
That's it.
Boom, he goes down. There is a tier 8 tank left for the blue team. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. They simply need to take down the T69.
Yep, Der Herzog was able to take out that AMX 50-100, but this is lights out pretty soon here. An IS-3 and an AMX 50-100. I mean, he needs a miracle. Do you believe in miracles?
Not in his case.
When in Rome. But no, that is not the miracle. And that's it, folks. River of Blood takes it. A 3-0 victory, the final match of the night. Wow.
Yeah.
That was fast.
You know, I have to say, in that specific match, Trunk Monkeys were a little bit slow to the draw. I mean, considering how far they aggressed up, River of Blood aggressed up on that western flank, really they shouldn't have been that out of position, especially with the lineup. There's no reason for that. Rookhill, can you speak to that a little bit more?
We had a T69 out of position right at the beginning of the map, and he didn't get to rejoin the fight until most of it was already decided. So right there, that was a disadvantage, and at the same time, that really aggressive move, it looks like it caught him off guard, and they were not prepared for tanks that early in the game.
Like, Der Herzog was right in the middle, right? Yeah. And he was just chilling there. He was expecting just playing a very passive game, as we see a lot of times on Enks, but you have to prepare for that. And the lineup that suited River of Blood did suggest that they have the option of blitzing like that, going really, really fast up the western flank. You have to defend against the potential of that, no matter what.
Exactly.
It has to be in your lineup.
They were not as prepared as they could have been.
They
for that
were
kind
not
of a flank
prepared. But this is not the end, I think, for Trunk Monkeys, because even though they've been knocked out of qualifier number 1, they will still have an opportunity to qualify in qualifier number 2. Any teams that are knocked out in this qualifier will have a second chance for the second qualifier happening later this month. All right, gentlemen, the 3 matches that we saw tonight, here's a quick little recap. Ermagerd Curvin was able to take it over Hammer Time. War and Peace versus Vultures. Vultures is able to take it, and then River of Blood versus Trunk Monkeys. The victory goes to River of Blood. We apologize we weren't able to show the 4th match, but with time, we want to be able to accommodate the players. They had to stay up pretty late to play these matches, but they stuck it out, and we wanted to allow them to get the matches. Pretty much the best capacity they could. You know, being tired really does affect your gameplay. Being tired really does affect your commentating. But that's okay, man. This has been a blast so far. Let's go through some final thoughts before we wind down for the rest of the day. Rookhill, what did you think about these first matches?
I thought we had some really good matches today. I was really expecting a lot slower play out of every team, but there were a lot of really good blitzes and a lot of really good counters to blitzes. I mean, there was some smart play. People really noticed how to break out. They really knew how to focus fire. There was some really good scouting we saw, and also we even saw some really good artillery play, which I was not expecting to see. I'm pleasantly surprised. These went pretty well.
The Himmelsdorf counter blitz was superbly played. I have to say. That was the War and Peace against Vultures.
Yeah,
that was fantastically played. I thought for sure the blitz was going to work, and then all of a sudden I was like, what is happening? Everything that I know is wrong. So really cool stuff. I'm really excited for what's to come. This is the first day that we're casting World of Tanks. Well, actually not, but this is the first day of this tournament that we're casting World of Tanks.
Of Season 1, North America.
Season 1.
This is only the qualifiers, you know.
I am so enthralled by what's to come.
Me too. I look forward to seeing these teams be able to accomplish so many great things. This is just the beginning of so much amazing esports storylines that are being built here today. History's being made, gentlemen. So to wrap up the night, we want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors, Alienware, Kingston HyperX, and Azo. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at WGLNA and on Facebook at WGLNA.
And don't forget our own Twitters. Now, here's the most important thing. I have a project.
Okay.
Rookhill started with like 2 followers when he came here.
He has 7 right now.
No, he has 9, okay?
He has 9.
I'm up to 9?
He has 9. That is a ridiculous percentage increase, okay?
It is.
We want to get him over 9,000.
Okay. Over 9,000 is
DBZ
our goal.
mode.
Follow him at Rookhill, RUUKIL. Follow him at Greetorp. And I'm Clutch08. Follow me on Twitter at Clutch08. It has been a fantastic night, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, we'll continue with the round of 32. Good night and good game.